Hi, I'm astrologer Penny Dix, and welcome to another Astrobite. My goodness, 3 in a row. What a busy time we're having of it. And a new moon on Friday on the 28th. But what's happening today? Well, of course, some of this energy I've already talked about because, as I said, there is so much happening and going on in the sign of Pisces. But today I want to talk more deeply about Mercury Conjunct Saturn. So it's the 25th of February today. And Mercury, our planet of communication that rules Gemini, it also, remember, rules Virgo. So actually Mercury, when it's in the sign opposite the sign it rules, is not in the best position. Even though it's flexible, it doesn't know what it's doing. Its ideas are all over the place. It just can't form a sentence. So maybe Saturn, our planet of containment, restriction and boundaries, is going to actually be quite helpful to Mercury today. And maybe Saturn is actually going to give some structure and direction to how we communicate today, over the next few days, and maybe already have been. There is a sense with this conjunction of being a little bit more circumspect and clearer about how we want to present ourselves to the public, to the people that are out there that see us, especially in our professional capacity. I think we're being more kind of thoughtful. I think we are not letting our ideas run away with us around this time. Our energies, if we have been going through periods of overuse of the imagination, overthinking, of paranoid thinking, distorted thinking, Saturn is kind of going, enough, stop. Take some time out, slow down. Let's just kind of see if we can get some sense into all of this because, you know, we've still got this North Node conjunct Neptune. So there is still something very karmic about what is unfolding with this Pisces energy for all of us and on the world stage. I can't even begin to imagine what has been unfolding since I'm recording these on the 20th of February. So, you know, Neptune conjunct the North Node, which is an ongoing energy for quite a while, is dream your dreams into existence. We have much more ability to manifest with this Piscean energy than we have any idea. Saturn conjunct Mercury is saying, look, I can help with this because take a little bit of time and find a way to be more clear, to have more clarity about what you're trying to manifest. And also think about what the cost is. And I'm not necessarily talking about financially. Everything we want to invite into our lives, everything we attract into our lives comes with a price tag. Everything comes at a price. You know, I've said before, there's no free lunches. We have to go with the flow. There's something here about what do you have to let go of, give up to attain what you want, to attract to you what you want. Where do you have to compromise? How do the restrictions that you might find that have been sort of almost imposed on you, or restrictions that are you know, that you can't even see. It just feels as if the cosmic energy is holding you back, slowing you down, saying it's not yet, not yet. It's not time to take this action or do this or go there or speak to this person or start this. That will shift after the new moon on Friday. We also have Jupiter today in Gemini squaring Venus in Aries. Sorry, sextiling Venus in Aries, sorry. So Jupiter sextiling Venus in Aries is actually expanding and showing us that if we're a little bit more, take a little bit more initiative about what we want to attract into our lives, be just a little bit more, have a bit more direction about it, have a little bit more clarity. It's not easy with Neptune and Pisces and all this Pisces energy, but Mercury conjunct Saturn. Saturn is trying to give you that clarity, give us that clarity, and Jupiter expanding Venus's ability to attract to us what we need in terms of new beginnings, starting afresh, feeling the fires of passion, feeling that our desires can become reality is brilliant. Now, with this aspect, when it's exact, the moon is actually conjunct Pluto in Aquarius. So the moon conjunct Pluto is reminding us of what goes on in the collective, so that we might see on the world stage today a world leader waxing lyrical again. And what this energy is asking this leader to do is slow down and to be a little bit clearer, have more clarity about their ideas of how they see the future can unfold. Not mentioning any names, but I think we can think of whom I might be thinking about, and we keep my personal feelings out of this. But this energy is about unrealistic ideas and dreams and how just unrealistic they are to manifest. And that Pluto moon conjunction is really saying, no. This is almost like the divine feminine going, dear God, what next? We have to slow down on a collective level. There's something about the collective ability to manifest peace. Now, I know a lot of you that follow my videos and other astrologers or intuitives or channelers, we are a kind of cross-section of society who really have faith that our intentions of peace can make a difference on a frequency that the rest of the planet can tune into. So there is also an element around of that today. And I recorded the new moon today, the 20th of February, and I wish I'd brought that into the new moon, because I think it's quite an important point that collectively we can make a difference. You know, it's like if workmen all put down their tools and say, I'm not doing it anymore. What can you do? You can't force people to do what they know in their hearts is not the thing that they should do. So there is some element of that around today, of unrealistic projections of ideas that the rest of the world is going, no, no, no. The word I chose for today is restriction. I thought it was actually quite an interesting word, and I chose it because I was thinking about the way Saturn restricts, the way Saturn slows us down and holds us back, because it does it for a very good reason. Theodore Roosevelt said, "Do what you can with what you have, where you are." I mean, that is actually very, very good advice. And Horace, whoever Horace is, there isn't a surname, said, "Adversity reveals genius. Prosperity conceals it." And it's true. You know, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And, you know, when the going gets tough, the tough go shopping. That's a sort of a meme I can remember I used to see, which is just, I think, quite funny, really. But adversity reveals genius. You know, when our back's up against the wall, when the chips are down, we've got to come up with the goods. And when everything is just going along, oh, so cool, so beautiful, we learn nothing. That's why in astrology, and I will talk about aspects more another day, but squares are so good, and oppositions, because they really challenge us. Because a trine, we're just going to sit back and go, oh, everything's cool, everything's fine, I don't have to do anything. And then a really good opportunity can miss us by. There's another quote here by Maya Angelou, which is, "You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them." There's an unknown quote here, which is, "The only way to deal with restriction is to turn it into an opportunity for growth." And that is so true. That is what we have to do with any obstacle, with any difficulty. We think, okay, the universe keeps slamming this door in my face. Why is it doing that? Clearly not my door, at least not at the moment. Let me find one that I can open. And Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us." It's true. Viktor Frankl said, "Freedom is not the absence of constraints, but the ability to rise above them." Think of that Saturn holding on to Mercury. Saturn is inviting, is asking Mercury to think in a much more creative way. Saturn is restricting Mercury's baser levels of the way he thinks and saying, raise your frequency. We're in Pisces. Dear God, it's hard enough being in Pisces for Saturn, trying to stay afloat with all this water all over the place and all this emotion and imagination and numinosity. And, you know, so Saturn is actually asking us all to rise up in this energy and use it constructively. Eleanor Roosevelt said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." You know what that reminds me of? This wonderful term, gaslighting. I've recently been reading a book about it, and I didn't realize it was so common and so devastatingly bad for people. And it obviously has made me aware of the many times in my life when I've been in a situation where I've been on the receiving end of that. And, it made me wonder why we allow ourselves to be gaslit, because actually on some level we invite it. And I think it's out of a kind of a fear and a lack of good, strong sense of self, and a lack of self-esteem, in that someone would like you enough to not want to manipulate you, for you to be able to stand strong and say, no, I don't play that game. I don't give my consent to being treated like this. Then finally, we have an unknown quote to finish on. Sometimes restrictions are the birthplace of creativity. I love that. And that is so true. And that also is Saturn conjunct Mercury in Pisces. There we go. Another Astrobite. So, I don't know whether I've got one for tomorrow. There's no particular aspects going on. And then we have the new moon on Friday. So I'll probably do an Astrobite for that as well. So in the meantime, please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and value yourself. Know that you are a very unique and special person. And just think about it. You're alive. Wow. That's cool, isn't it? You're actually here. You've actually survived this long to be at this point at this time. That's cool. Anyway, I'll be back waxing lyrical again very soon. Bye for now. Bye.